Today on CCX News, gunshots fired after two large youth gatherings at parks. Police are now asking for the public's help to prevent similar incidents. Brooklyn Park Police are still trying to find those responsible for the shootings at two youth gatherings.
It's been challenging to try and predict where these things are going to happen. It's impossible to predict, essentially. We don't have a crystal ball to know where people are going to go, what they're going to do.
A large group met at Norwood Park on Friday night. Police responded after someone reported gunshots. Homes and a park pavilion were struck by gunfire. Another group gathered at Woodland Elementary on Saturday night. Police tried to disperse the group and some of them moved to a nearby gas station. That's where someone fired shots from a vehicle. Police say they need the public's help to keep these large gatherings under control.
When you see large gatherings after hours, or even gatherings that just feel like they might not be going in a positive direction, call us so we can get up there and work on that.
No one was hurt in the weekend's gunfire. Police arrested one suspect for gun possession. It has been a challenging year for the Robbinsdale School District. Board members needed a third-party mediator to work on resolving conflicts among themselves. And the board must decide how to trim $17 million from the budget. With that in the background, at least one school board member has decided not to run for re-election. John Vento said his decision has nothing to do with the current state of the board, and that his decision was actually made 4 years ago when he ran for a third term. In his announcement, Vento said 3 terms has been long enough. His term ends in December. 2 other board members, Helen Bassett and Greta Evans-Becker, also have expiring terms and have not yet indicated whether they will run for re-election. Robbinsdale is looking for community feedback on the future of its parks. The city is putting together a 10-year master plan for its parks and facilities. Recreation Services Manager Matt Basic says the department is holding a survey to learn how Robbinsdale can improve its park system. He says the department has a few ideas, but your ideas will help.
Right now we have a lot of playgrounds for kids, a lot of ballparks for sports people, but not a lot of other stuff in between. So we're looking for other recreation opportunities, if that's natural spaces, if that's third spaces, just so people have somewhere to go outside of their residency.
Basic says Sanborn Park is the department's top priority for improvements. Alongside this master plan, the Human Rights Commission put together a process for renaming Robbinsdale parks, including Sanborn. You can find the survey by going to our website, ccxmedia.org. In nature, you can be amazed by what you'll find or what you can create. It gives a Plymouth photographer the perfect backdrop to unleash the inner child in all of us. Every photographer has our own brand, so to speak, ranging from people to pets to landscapes. But today we highlight a Plymouth man who specializes in a style of photography that involves lots of imagination.
There's so much nature here.
On a beautiful spring day,
So I got a whole mess of stuff.
it's a perfect excuse to get outside.
Being able to take some time and just be out in nature in the thick of it, it's a place of refuge and peace. I do apocalyptic shots and I do like more sci-fi shots.
Jonathan Ness isn't here at French Regional Park just to soak up the sun. This is a man on a mission. He's hoping to get just the right shot of his vast collection of Star Wars stormtroopers.
So today we are doing the 332nd Siege Battalion. They're more jungle guys, or at least that's how I write them and shoot them.
In a sense, you could call Ness a war photographer.
There has to be a level of chaos to it, because it's war. You're shooting war. This isn't a picnic.
But the battles he captures all involve toys.
I'm basically recapturing the battles I had as a kid.
Toys which are carefully arranged to make the scene look as realistic as possible.
You don't want just grass. You want other elements that signal to the photo, this is Endor, or this is a different world.
The 25-year-old Ness has been involved with toy photography for the last 18 years. It's a hobby that started when he was in, of all places, church.
I was like, man, I don't want these to just be idols. So I was asking God, like, what can I do to make this not idolization. And I heard him say to me, shoot them.
And shoot them he did. It's a blessing he's happy to share with others.
It's been a real blessing. I've had friends on there who've saved my life.
And it's proof that you're never too old to be a kid.
I am definitely not normal. I'm weird, but I'm like confident weird, so that makes me cool.
To date, Ness estimates that he's spent more than $10,000 on the hobby, but his art has been featured in coffee shops and he's even helped to run toy photography boot camps. Finally, this segment, a weekend to celebrate all things Brooklyn Park. This Saturday is the city's annual Tater Daze parade and community gathering. The parade begins at 11 a.m., which runs from 101st Avenue to Regent Avenue to Oak Grove Parkway. That's followed by the community gathering from noon to 4 p.m. Among the highlights, a variety of food trucks as well as live music headlined by Minneapolis rapper, singer, and songwriter Lieutenant Sonny. The free activities take place by the Community Activity Center. One thing you won't see is Spud McTater, Brooklyn Park's mascot, remains retired.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
The Wayzata baseball team swept through the regular season without a loss. After winning their first Section 6-4A tournament game, the Trojans faced Edina Monday.
Memorial Day baseball and second-round action in 6-4A between Edina and Wayzata. Bottom of the first with Brady Lash at the plate for the Trojans. He chops one to first base. The throw home would have been too late anyway, but it also gets away. Matthew Birkeland in safely with the first run of the game. 1-0 Wayzata after 1. Trojan starting pitcher Noah Filer was outstanding on this day, as he has been all season. He strikes out the side in the second inning on his way to a 9-strikeout game. Still 1-0 in the third when Adam Desalich lifts a fly ball to left field. Jackson McGrath makes a nice diving catch on the ball. Guard Swinton tags up and scores from third, and it's 2-0. After adding runs on a wild pitch and a bases-loaded walk, Birkeland lifts a fly ball in the short left center. It drops between 3 fielders for a hit. Elias Leach and James Hansen score, and Wayzata's up 6-0 after 3. Fifth inning, Swenson with a sharp single up the middle. Birkeland around to score. The Trojans well on their way to another win, lead at 8-0 after 5. Filer tosses a complete game for Wayzata, allowing no runs and just 1 hit. The Trojans win 10-0 in 6 innings to improve to 22-0 on the season. They host either St. Louis Park or Hopkins on Thursday night.
The Champlin Park softball team hadn't lost since a mid-April defeat at the hands of Rogers. The Rebels got a rematch with the Royals in the winners bracket final in Section 5-4A. Jay Wilcox has highlights.
Second seed Champlin Park playing at top seed Rogers in Section 5-4A softball. In the bottom of the first, Avery Freeberg lays down the bunt for Rogers. The throw to first base gets away, and Lauren Freeberg speeds around to score from second as the Royals go up early in this one, 1-0. Some good defense, too. Cammie Messer tags it a long way to center, but Layla Wynn runs it down for the Rebels. It stays 1-0 after 3. Bases loaded in the 5th for Rogers, and Lexi Young grounds a hit to left field to score Amanda Barnacle as Rogers gets an important run to lead it 2-0. In the 6th, Chloe Postma grounds to second base for Champlin Park. Sydney Bernovic scores on the play for the Rebels as they pull within 2-1 through 6. Same score in the 7th. Reese Remler's chopper eludes pitcher Annabelle Waldock, and Addie Andrews makes the turn to try to score the tying run, but Rogers' defense is ready. Andrews is caught in a rundown and tagged out for the final out of the game as Rogers moves into the section final round with a 2-1 win. Champlin Park is playing an elimination game Tuesday. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Armstrong earned the top seed for the Section 6-4A softball tournament. The Falcons faced Edina in the winner's bracket final.
The Falcons, the 1 seed in 6-4A, the Hornets seeded second. First meeting of the season between the two teams. Second inning, Edina's Avery Cox lifts a fly ball to short right center field that drops for a hit. Haley Cox and Adriana Weigel score, and it's 2-0 Edina. A couple of batters later, Ella Meyer sends a ball to deep left field for a hit. Courtesy runner Izzy Olsen scores. Edina scores 5 runs in the inning, all with 2 outs, and lead it 5-0. Armstrong gets one back in the home half of the second. Lexi Matson drives a ball to the fence in center. Elizabeth Bray comes around to score, and the Falcons are on the board at 5-1. Fourth inning, down 6-2. Armstrong's Annalie Wolvatny singles past first base and into right field. Matson scores, and it's a 6-3 game. 2 batters later, Julia Gerard waits on a pitch and then finds the gap in right center field with this hit. Sam Lind and Gabby Burns score. The Falcons are within a run at 6-5. But there would be no more scoring the rest of the way, and Edina relief pitcher Meyer gets a strikeout to end the game. The Hornets win 6-5. Wayzata, Armstrong, and Edina remain in the tournament entering Tuesday's doubleheader. In Edina, John Jacobson, CCX Sports.